Most men think that dread game is about scaring their wife into wanting them again. It's not necessarily about fear. It's about power. And once you understand that, everything changes. Today we're breaking down the 11 axioms of dread game. These are the truths that separate men who keep attraction alive from the ones who lose it. These aren't tricks or tactics. They are universal laws that make a woman feel your presence again, without you having to say a word. Stay tuned, because once you understand these, you'll never look at your marriage or your relationships the same again. Hi, my name is Paul Bauer, and if you are new to the channel, I help men level up and get better with women. And the funny thing about doing that is it tends to make us better men in all areas of our lives. So axiom number 1 of the 11 axioms of dread game is dread is not manipulation. It is power. You do not create fear of loss with words. You become the man who could walk away at any time. Her reaction is not the goal. It is the natural result of your strength. Axiom number 2, the focus is on you, never her. Dread is not about changing her behavior. It is about changing yours. When your sense of value no longer depends on her approval, she feels the gravity shift. Axiom number 3, desire grows in space, not comfort. When she senses that her place in your life is not guaranteed, her attention returns. Familiarity breeds boredom. Distance creates spark. Axiom number 4, options are the currency of power. A man with options never has to prove anything. His confidence and ambition speak for him. Dread only exists when she knows he could replace her if he wished. Axiom number 5, you cannot talk a woman into wanting you. Desire is earned through action, not negotiation. The man who argues for affection sounds needy. The man who moves with quiet purpose becomes undeniable. Axiom number 6, predictability kills attraction. When a man becomes routine, she becomes indifferent. Dread reminds her that you are capable of surprise, strength, and boldness. Those are the same qualities that first caught her attention. Axiom number 7, stop keeping score. The moment you start counting who gives more, you lose presence. Do what you do because it reflects your standard, not because you expect something in return. Axiom number 8, frame is everything. She will test your composure again and again. Pass those tests by remaining calm, amused, and unshaken. When her storms no longer affect you, her respect returns. Axiom number 9, self-improvement fuels attraction. Build your body, sharpen your mind, strengthen your mission. Do it for you. When you rise, she feels it without a word being spoken. Axiom number 10, passive dread is mastery. Men who rely on jealousy or games only create drama. Real dread comes from quiet progress. It is the calm confidence of a man who moves forward without permission. And axiom number 11, dread does not fix marriages. It fixes men. It cannot repair a dying relationship. It restores the man who forgot who he is. Once he becomes solid again, everything around him begins to move in his direction. So after hearing these 11 axioms, you might be wondering, what is dread really about? Is it about fear? Is it about manipulation? Is it about making her jealous? Those are more of a byproduct, not what it's actually about. Dread is about you. It's about power. It's about presence and about becoming a man she can actually feel again. Most men hear the word dread and think control. They think it means threatening to leave or staying out late, playing mind games. That's not real dread. That's insecurity. Real dread is silent power. It's the energy of a man who knows he can walk away, but chooses not to, for now. It's not about punishing her. It's about no longer rewarding weakness in yourself. Dread is the tension between comfort and consequence. It's what happens when she realizes that your world doesn't revolve around her anymore. Dread creates space. Space creates tension. Tension creates attraction. Attraction creates desire. And desire brings back the spark. It's not fear she feels, it's respect. Respect for your strength. Respect for your boundaries. Respect for the man she first wanted. Most men get this wrong. They try to use dread as a tactic. They start pretending they're busy. They flirt with other women just to get a reaction. That's not strength, that's desperation. If you're trying to make her feel dread, you've already lost frame. Real dread is never aimed at her. It radiates from within you. Dread comes from improvement, from growth, from purpose, from mission. When a man starts changing his life, his woman feels it. She notices you're different. She can't quite explain it, but she feels it in her body. That's dread. Not fear, awareness. Awareness that the man she took for granted might not always be there. Here's the truth. Women want comfort, but they're aroused by tension. You can't make her comfortable and expect her to desire you at the same time. Dread restores that tension. It reminds her who you are. It forces her to feel again. That's what most men have lost. The nice guy kills attraction. He gives too much. He over-explains. He seeks reassurance. He tries to talk his way into connection. That's not leadership. That's emotional begging. Dread kills the nice guy. It replaces him with calm certainty. It turns "please love me" into "you're lucky to have me." Dread starts when you decide your respect matters more than her approval. You stop over-explaining. You stop apologizing for having standards. You stop rescuing her from her own emotions. You hold your line. And every time you do, you build power. Dread works because women are emotional. They respond to energy, not logic. You can't convince her to want you again with words. You can only remind her through who you become. She has to feel your strength. She has to see your focus. She has to believe that you would be fine without her. That's when her instincts wake up again. That's when attraction returns. There are two kinds of dread: active dread and passive dread. Active dread is about trying to make her react. Passive dread is about a man who naturally commands her respect. One is manipulation, the other is mastery. You want mastery. Passive dread is sustainable. It doesn't require pretending. It's who you become when you stop living for her approval. You hit the gym consistently. You start dressing better. You rebuild your confidence. You get serious about your money. You reconnect with your mission and purpose. You start laughing more. You stop reacting to every emotional test. You start making decisions again. You start leading like a captain commands his ship. That's passive dread in action. You don't have to say anything. She just feels it. When you embody dread, she notices. Her tone changes. Her body language shifts. She starts watching you again. She starts wondering where that confidence came from. She tests harder at first. That's normal. She's checking if it's real. Stay calm, stay grounded. Once she sees it's not an act, attraction starts to return. The process feels unnatural at first, especially if you've been people-pleasing for years. You'll feel guilty for standing your ground. You'll feel fear when you start to say no. But discomfort is growth. Every man who has restored attraction has gone through that same stage. It's the price of reclaiming your self-respect. But here's the deeper purpose. Dread isn't about saving your marriage. It's about saving yourself. It's about becoming the man you should have been the entire time. Whether she stays or goes, you win, brother, because you become strong again. And strong men attract everything they want back into their lives. Stop using dread as a weapon. Start living it as a lifestyle. Be the man who cannot be ignored. Be the man she feels in her gut. Be the man who walks in calm, confident, unshakable power. That's real dread. That's what works. If this hit home for you, if you're tired of being the man who's tolerated instead of desired, then it's time to take the next step. Check out the Passive Dread Blueprint. It's the only system that shows you exactly how to reignite attraction without begging, arguing, or explaining. You can find it at dread.fixdeadbedrooms.com. The link is also in the description. Before you go, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit those notifications. And tune into the podcast Monday morning for the live stream at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. I hope to see you in the chat.